is a living sheikh. And when the sheikh passes, you need to find a living sheikh. And this is one of the rules of the game. It's one of the rules of the game, because you've got to have somebody you can see, somebody you can talk to, somebody you can ask questions. But the great souls of the barzakh, and the barzakh is the third world. This is the second world. What's the first world? What is it? Yes. So the first world is the world when all of us were doing tawaf around the throne of God. And we were little spirits. We were spirits. And there we were put together in little families. So if we like each other here, we knew each other there. Right? And the Prophet said, Al-arwahu junudun mujannada, فَمَا تَعَارَفَ مِنْهَا ائْتَلَفَ وَمَا تَنَاكَرَ مِنْهَا اخْتَلَفَ. That the spirits, meaning your spirit, my spirit, they are junud mujannada. They are hosts. They are, soldiers, marshaled in many ranks. Mujannada here means it's takthir. This means that they are many different types. Okay, but they were in that world. You see, you were doing tawaf around the throne, and there was somebody on your right hand, somebody on your left, and you did it for eons. You did it almost like for eternity. That's what you were doing. And then when you come into this world, you've got a body. You're made of clay. You weren't made of clay before. Now your spirit's been put in a body of clay. And, you're a New Zealander, right? And you're a German. And you're an Egyptian. And you're a Malay, right? And so it's kind of hard to recognize each other because we don't look the same. But then my spirit says, I know you. And you know that. You've met people like that. That like, I know you, don't I? No, this is the first time we're meeting. No. And that's because we've known each other since eternity. We were together. See, and that's why it's easy for us to be in harmony. Because we are arwahul mujannada. فَمَا تَعَارَفَ أَوْ نَتَعَارَفَ. You see, we recognize each other. فَنَأْتَلِفْ. We have ta'lif, we have i'tilaf. We come together. Well, so that's the first world. And that world is a long time. And that is essential to your fitrah. Because from that world, you've got that fitrah. It's made up of many things. And then that world ends with the creation of Adam, your father and my father. And then he is brought to the plains of Arafat. And he's brought to Wadi Na'man, which is the wadi between the Hal and the Haram. When you go into Arafat for pilgrimage, you go over that dry riverbed, that wadi. It's quite wide, actually. So that's where we were, in that wadi. And all of the children of Adam were taken from his loins. Or you could say the patriarchs, I hope you don't mind that word, the great fathers, because we have great fathers. That all of us go back, if you are a Qurayshi Arab, or, if you're from like Thaqif, then your patriarch will be Adnan. And of course Adnan is from Ismail, and Ismail from Abraham. Okay, so that's what God did. He took out the big fathers, the patriarchs, and then he brought out the children from them, and we all looked like we look right now. We were rijal, we were little people, and you could recognize you, but you're very small, and we're like dhar, we're very tiny. And then he said, Alastu bi rabbikum. He manifested himself, and you said, Bala, indeed, yes, indeed you are. Okay, and this is also essential to your fitrah. And the hadith about this are really interesting. I have a book called Al-Imanu Fitrah, which you can buy if you want. And it will give you a lot of those hadith. They're amazing, because you got everything on that day. Knowledge of heaven and hell, the prophets, the books, everything. Okay, and then you come into the second life, the life of this world. And you were in this life from the beginning, but you're in the loins of your patriarchs, your fathers. Even the mothers, they're in those loins. See, and so you stay in the loins of your father until he conceives your next father, and the mother will be like that too. Okay, so that's where she comes in, because you have maternal line and paternal line. But everything that your fathers did is part of your experience. That's why, as Surah Yasin indicates to us, that we were in the fulk, that he carried us all in the ark of Noah, because you were there. And you were either in the loins of Sam or Ham or Japheth. But you saw that, you experienced that. And that's why deep in your heart, you've seen it before. You know it's there. So that, so we are that way. We come thousands of years through our lineages until we're born with mother and father. And of course, the mother has her lineage too, right? And then you're born. And now you're here to be tested. But you're not new here. You've been here for a long time. It's just that you never appeared until right now, because this was your generation. And the passing of generations is one of the signs of the Day of Judgment, by the way. We talked about that yesterday. We are a generation. When did we begin? I don't know. If I were to guess, I would say not long after World War II. And when does this generation end? I don't know either, and I'm not going to guess. But the Prophet would say, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that when this child dies, that will be the end of this generation. Okay, so generations are very interesting, and they're unique. And we are a generation. And I think we're a pretty good generation, actually. Because we have people like Hamza Yusuf. We have people like Zaid Shakir. We have people like Dr. Jackson. We have people like you. We have people like you. Right? That is interesting. Very, very interesting. So, we're in the second world now, right? And when you die, you go into the third world, which is the barzakh, the intermediate stage. The intermediate stage. And then you have the fourth world, which is what? Resurrection. And where will the resurrection take place? On this earth, right? And this earth will be how many continents? One. All the continents, all the islands, everything will be brought together into one huge earth. How tall will the mountains be? No mountains, no valleys, unfortunately, no pyramids, okay, no telephone poles, no Empire State Building, gone, flat, and all human beings will be brought for judgment. And how many oceans will there be? One. All the water will be in one huge ocean, and it will be on fire. It will burn. It will be on fire, and the sun will be brought very close. And that day is like 50,000 years for the disbeliever. And then you have judgment, right? And the disbeliever wants to be judged, even though he or she has done horrible things. But they want to be judged. They are living in shame. And in fact, that shame can never leave them. That's why even in the fire, they're mahjubun. You can't remove their veil because they couldn't take it. They want to hide. That, even though they're punished, I can't see my Lord. Look what I did. They want to be judged. And even though they're judged and the judgment is bad, they're relieved because that's what I did. This is what I deserve. What a fool I was. Okay, and even when they go into the fire, if that's their destiny, they want to go. They are fulfilled by going. That this is what I earned. This is what I am. I killed these people. I did these things. I slandered these people. What about if you killed Imam al-Hussein, for example? What do you think you'll want to do on that day? You won't be able to show your face to creation. I did that. You know, I mean, these are profound things. And of course, the people of the garden, that's a whole different story. You know, and may God make us all among them, and they'll be joined together تحت لواء الحمد, the great banner of praise that stretches out to the east and to the west and to the south. It's green, and you can see it from miles and miles away. And under that is the prophets, and all the prophets and all the messengers. Okay? And then you have the fifth life, which is the garden or the fire. And those are real. And the garden is more expansive than all the heavens and the earth. And this heavens and earth, they won't be here anymore. They don't last forever. They'll be gone. The garden will be vaster than the heavens and the earth. And the fire is huge. It's small compared to the garden, but it's huge compared to the earth. Okay, so those are the 5 lives. And in the barzakh, you have all the types of people there are. And they all are alive because the ruh never dies.